Ed Gallagher here. I'm professor of Christian Scripture at Heritage Christian University in Florence, Alabama. And our library just got in this interesting new book. I don't know if you can see that. Killing the Messiah is what it's called. The Trial and Crucifixion of Jesus of Nazareth. I just picked it up a few seconds ago off the shelf. The author is Nathanael J. Andrade. I've never heard his name before, but it's published by Oxford and it's got a publication date of 2025, and you can see how thick it is. It looks like it might be interesting. It's got blurbs on the back from Michael Bird and Helen Bond, and those two people I have definitely heard of, and anybody in biblical studies would have heard of those two guys, and I assume they say it's a pretty good book. Let's see, the author, Nathaniel Andrade, professor of history at Binghamton University. He's already got books called Syrian Identity in the Greco-Roman World, The Journey of Christianity to India in Late Antiquity, and Zenobia, Shooting Star of Palmyra. All right. Well, so it's the very last bit of the index is on page 280. So that again tells you how thick the book is. I am disappointed to say that it has endnotes instead of footnotes, but it is what it is. Let's see. We've got some appendices. Let me try to get to the end. Okay, we've got an epilogue. The very end of the epilogue is on page 206. I'll tell you about the table of contents here in just a second. You got one appendix called Policing, Arresting Parties, and the New Testament Gospels. You've got another one called Josephus on Jesus. That sounds interesting. There was another book, by the way, just published this year, also by Oxford. I think it's called Josephus on Jesus, and it is open access. So just Google that. The author of that one is T.C. Schmidt. So you can find that one. The entire book is on Josephus on Jesus. But back to this one, Appendix 3, Greek and Hebrew or Aramaic names, and then Appendix 4, Note on text translations and abbreviations. All right. So back to, let's see, we need the table of contents. Looks like we've got 11 chapters and then an epilogue, and then it starts with an introduction. So you could say, what, 13 chapters, really, but numbered 11 chapters, and they are divided into 5 parts. Let's see. Part number 1, politics and people. Part number 2, Jesus of Nazareth and the Gospels. Part number 3, arresting Jesus. Part number 4, Jesus' trial and death. Part number 5, aftermaths and apostles. Hmm. So, let's see. It looks like so arresting Jesus, part number 3, it's got 2 chapters in there. Chapter 6, Jesus, the temple and the chief priests, part 7, or chapter 7, Jesus arrest. And then part 4, Jesus trial and death. Jesus and the Sanhedrin is chapter 8. Chapter 9, Pilate and sedition. Chapter 10, Pilate's path, Jesus's trial. All right. Well, it looks like an interesting book. I don't know that I'll get around to reading it very soon, but perhaps I can't tell, I mean, just straight off. Well, I mean, the fact that you have Michael Bird and Helen Bond, honestly, I'm not sure what that tells me as far as the sort of perspective with which the book approaches the issues. Is it an expose? Is it going to sort of expose any perceived errors in the Gospel's account, or is it going to be more amenable to traditional Christian faith? I don't know. I can't really tell right now. Um, so it might be a book worth checking out. Certainly a book worth knowing about if you're interested in, um, the death of Jesus. It looks like a historical study, I'll say that, of the death of Jesus. I will say, when I first saw the title, Killing the Messiah, I wondered if it was written by Bill O'Reilly, but that is not what this kind of book is.